Representative gentleman.
Oh, hell yes. Here's the Fifth Circuit saying that it's unconstitutional.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Shh. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 5th, 2025, the officer responded to a suspicious person with a weapon on 5900 Gulf Freeway. The officer made contact with the defendant, who was 17 years old. The defendant advised he was inside Jack in a Box while brothers were selling waters outside.
At first glance, this appears to be another routine courtroom hearing involving a teenager accused of illegally carrying a firearm. But within seconds, the facts take an unexpected turn. According to prosecutors, the young defendant didn't allegedly display the weapon during a random encounter. He says he pulled it after seeing a man rush toward his brothers while holding a knife. As the judge listens carefully, the case immediately begins raising difficult questions about self-defense, public safety, and whether this arrest fits the law as written.
The defendant saw a male rushing at his brothers with a knife, pulled out his gun, and pointed it at the male while telling his brothers to run. The officer performed a search on the defendant, locating a 9mm Glock 19, and the defendant advised he bought the gun from a friend for $150.
I mean,
Yes, Judge. In this case, the officer was going off the fact that he performed the search because he indicated there was a firearm. So
he's going to the defense of others.
Yes, Judge.
It's another person.
And it's just the way this is pled is because he's underage. He's below the age of 21. That's the way it's pled.
The hearing shifts dramatically once prosecutors acknowledge the firearm may have been displayed while defending another person. That single detail changes the legal landscape and catches the judge's attention. Instead of treating this as a straightforward unlawful carrying case, the court begins examining whether the teenager's actions fall under a recognized legal defense. What seemed like an open-end shut hearing quickly transforms into a debate over constitutional rights and the limits of criminal prosecution.
Your Honor.
You hear this?
Hold on, I'm gonna go yell at somebody. Hold on.
Don't know what's going on.
Hi, Judge. Is this young man charged with unlawful carrying of possession for being under 21?
Correct.
Hold on, I've got a kit. Here's the GPS
But I'm
memo.
more concerned about the defense of others. Did you hear it? I mean,
No, hold on.
hold on a second.
Here's GPS.
Let me give you a lawyer, Mr.
Yeah. Oh, I volunteer. I volunteer representation. Yeah.
Give me a record, can you fill that out?
Rather than rushing toward decision, the judge stops the hearing to clarify exactly what charge has been filed. After realizing the defendant is only being prosecuted because of his age, the court begins questioning whether the case can even proceed. The judge requests legal documents, appoints counsel, and carefully reviews the circumstances before making any ruling. It's a reminder that courtroom decisions often depend on legal details that aren't obvious at first glance.
I will do that. But here's a GPS memo saying that it's
Hold on a second.
unconstitutional.
Representative gentleman.
Oh, hell yes. Here's the Fifth Circuit saying that it's unconstitutional. Here is the United States District Court, Northern District, saying it's unconstitutional. Here's a motion to quash information. I'll just cross out the name.
Great job.
Yeah, I had to get in this fight yesterday, and I'm teed up.
Here you go, Mr. Tito.
Thank you.
Now, the hearing reaches its most surprising moment. Legal memoranda and recent federal court decisions are placed before the judge, suggesting that the law restricting firearm possession for adults under 21 may not survive constitutional scrutiny. The courtroom atmosphere noticeably changes as everyone realizes this is no longer just about one teenager. It could involve broader legal questions affecting future cases as well.
Judge,
I was
is
gonna,
there
yeah, look, you gotta be very careful. God forbid something happens where you really dig yourself a hole. I'm gonna find no probable cause, but really, you have to be very careful. Sometimes you make a decision in life and it can really have consequences, all right? You know what that means, right? Are you in school? It all starts with school, man. You got to get back into school. This is not a good way to go through life at 17.
After reviewing the facts and legal arguments, The judge announces there is no probable cause to continue the case, but instead of ending the hearing immediately, he takes time to address the young defendant directly. He explains that even decisions made with good intentions can create lifelong consequences. The ruling may be favorable today, but the judge makes it clear that future encounters involving firearms may not end the same way.
The more schooling you have, the more money you're going to make. Knowledge is power, my friend. Do it. Make something. Make me proud. Please. You got it. It's going to get dismissed. Be careful, friend.
Yeah.
The hearing concludes on a surprisingly personal note. Rather than celebrating the outcome, the judge encourages a teenager to return to school, build a better future, and avoid putting himself in dangerous situations again. His message focuses on education, responsibility, and making smarter choices before another courtroom appearance becomes unavoidable. If you enjoyed this courtroom breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll see you in the next video.